Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tiara, aka Bookworm Babe, and today I have a bunch of things to talk about, a bunch of really exciting things that I am very excited to be sharing with you guys, and it's kind of been a long time coming, so here we go. I'm just gonna jump right into it. First and foremost, if you guys have been following me on Instagram, and if you don't, please do, it's in the description, so follow me on Instagram. But I have started for the month of May an Indo-Caribbean Readathon, so the hashtag is hashtag Indo-Caribbean Readathon, and this has been going on obviously for the month of May, so now, like, you know, we're a good like 2 weeks in, and the whole point of this idea for me was because Indian Arrival Day is celebrated all over different Caribbean countries where of course Indians were brought during the indenture period. There's, I don't know, I think maybe 6 or 7 different Indian Arrival Days this month. I could be wrong, but I think it's something around there. But I just feel that, you know, Indian Arrival Day is one of those very interesting points, and I know everybody has a different opinion on it. I know some people genuinely don't care to celebrate it. They definitely look at it as it was the beginning of our ancestors' trauma and things of that sort, and I totally can't argue that, whereas other people are more inclined to celebrate it. They're just like, this is the beginning of where our culture started, our heritage, everything, and we have to celebrate our ancestors essentially. So I am kind of in the middle when it comes to Indian Arrival Day, because I do feel that it is strange to celebrate the arrival day, because it's not like our ancestors arrived to the Caribbean under, you know, exciting circumstances or under circumstances where, you know, it was a positive thing. And of course I do agree 100% that this is where all of the trauma started. This is where you know, a lot of course really dark things started as well for our ancestors and like our people, right? But at the same time, the people who came before us, you know, they did so much, they sacrificed so much, they fought so much, and I feel like it's very important to acknowledge that, if not everything else, to acknowledge our ancestors. So yeah, that's a bit of an opinion there from me on Indian Arrival Day, or Indian Arrival Days, I should say. But ultimately, I just feel like, you know, in order to do something to honor them, because I don't feel like we should just not acknowledge it at all, I wanted to start this readathon to basically just create sort of like a community resource in a way for everyone to find Indo-Caribbean reads. So it's a community thing, everyone can participate, of course, that's the point. If you are, whatever Indo-Caribbean books you are currently reading, if you had some books on your shelves, start reading them right now for May, and take pictures on your Instagram, post them, and add to the hashtag, because by adding to it, like I said, we create like a community resource where our community can, you know, look through this hashtag and find new reads all the time. So, you know, it doesn't just have to come off of like a blogger's page, for example. You know, I know a lot of people who follow me get their recommendations for Indo-Caribbean reads from me, but there's books that other people have read that I haven't read yet, and this is again a great way to just keep expanding our catalog as a community. So please, if you guys are reading anything, and like I said, if you're not, just pick it up, share it, take pictures of your favorites, your book stacks, everything that has to do with Indo-Caribbean literature, and share it under hashtag Indo-Caribbean reads, please and thank you. And the second thing, and this is very exciting as well, so you guys, if you've been following me for a while, you may have known that I have talked about a book I was working on, and the very exciting news is that this book is coming out next week, Thursday. Thursday? I'm double looking at my calendar here. Yes, next week, Thursday. I don't want to give the wrong day and just be messing up the timeline here. But next week, Thursday, so that is May 20th. So I'm gonna do a recap of the book because I feel like it's been quite a while since I've spoken on it at that. So the book is called 2 Times Removed, an anthology of Indo-Caribbean fiction. So this is an anthology that's comprised of 16 stories, 1 from myself and 15 from other young Indo-Caribbean writers in our community. I had this idea last year when, you know, COVID and quarantine first started. you know, I was reading a ton of anthologies, and I love them, I adore them. You know, the variety you get when you read like a collection, because you get exposed to different authors, their styles, their stories, and I loved it, I really did. But the only thing that I found, actually maybe two things that I found, was one, a lot of the writers, even the youngest of these writers, were still from a totally different generation, and many of them were from like our grandparents' generation or roughly around then. But the point is, I felt like, you know, being, you know, on Instagram and seeing there are so many writers and storytellers in our community, and they have, you know, they have stories to tell, they have experiences to share, and there hasn't been anything recently that shares these new experiences. Of course, like there are writers who have written their books and stuff, and they are from the newer generation, but there hasn't been a collection, at least not that I had come across. So I wanted to create this collection, and especially because I found that a lot of the people I had connected with were so talented, and I wanted them to be a part of this project. Stories are meant to reflect the experiences of those of us who grew up in North America. All of the writers are either Canadian like myself or from the US, so we are all from that North American sphere, and I think majority of us are either first gen or immigrated with our families when we were very young. So you have the North American upbringing, you have your Caribbean heritage that's right there every time you look at your parents, and then you have your Indian roots that is still, you know, embedded in us somewhere, even if we're not so in touch with it. But basically this is why I called it 2 times removed, because there's been 2 stops, if that makes sense, since we've gotten here to this spot where we are now. Indo-Caribbeans in North America, and carry this, you know, Indian, Caribbean, North American, you know what I mean, Canadian or American identity. So it's a lot, it's layered, there's a lot going on. Stories cover a range of topics, and some of them being, you know, conflict of identity, for example, dealing with relationships and having very strict parents who want us to, you know, buckle down and focus on education above all, because we all know Indo-Caribbean parents prize education beyond belief. They highly want us to do well and go to school and finish and get degrees and all that stuff. And then just like other things, like dealing with the people not understanding your identity, people not acknowledging your identity, and just everything, so many different things you can think of. Like, it's really great, and the diversity within the stories and the different topics I find is really cool. One thing I will note, I'm gonna just note it from now though, is it's not really suitable for children, because some of the stories do deal with very tougher topics. There's like domestic violence in there and stuff too. So there is curse words in some of the stories, so I just want to put that out there. I wouldn't say that it's suited for kids, unfortunately, just because people were very honest, very truthful, very, you know, authentic to what they've experienced, what they wanted to write about, and some of those topics, as we can probably all relate in our community, can be quite heavy, and our experiences are not necessarily, you know, PG. So yeah, just throwing that out there as well. But like I said, the book comes out next week. I am so excited, and this process has been insane. I mean, of course, I've never done something like this before. So learning about like self-publishing, learning about, you know, formatting, getting everything corrected and ready and edited. I edited my absolute face off to get this book ready, and even just looking at like the preview, when I put it in like the previewer, the publishing previewer, it makes me so excited, and I genuinely hope that everyone loves it as much as I do, and all the writers who contributed put so much like work, so much heart to their work, and I genuinely think everyone's gonna like it. But of course, yeah, like I hope it's really well received, because like I said, a lot of hard work and a lot of really good intentions went into this book. So exciting, so exciting. I'm gonna try to like stick a picture of the cover like right here, like right now, so you guys guys can see what it looks like. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous cover. And yeah, that is kind of what I wanted to say to you guys today. That's like the update. That's what I wanted to talk about. So exciting things. Follow me on Instagram if you don't, because that's honestly where you get the majority of updates from me on everything. So that would be fantastic. And I hope you guys are looking forward to all these things as much as I am. And I will talk to you all later and update you again soon. Bye!